Hey boys and girls, it is time for our Wonders Unit 2. This is week 1, day 1. Today we will introduce the concept, introduce the genre, listening comprehension. We're going to read the shared read. For writing, we're going to do a quick write. And in vocabulary, we're going to look at words in context and prefixes. Our key concept for this unit is government, and our essential question is, how do people make government work? We will read expository texts that focus on government and how people make government work. We will reread to better understand the author's point of view about how people make government work. Read the essential question on Reading and Writing Companion, page 102. So you're going to need your Reading and Writing Companion for this lesson, please. So if you don't have it, stop and go get that now. Our essential question again is, how do people make government work? Voting is a right, and it is the basis of a functional government. Voting lets people know what you think. Voting gives people the power to make decisions or choices. All Americans have the right to vote. Look on page 103 of your Reading and Writing Companion. What decisions do you think the students are voting on in the picture? How do you think it will make a difference? How does voting help make government work? So let's look at that picture again. At the top of the page, it says the students are voting for class president today. They vote for the person they think will do the best job. Voting lets people know what you think. It gives you the power to choose. Look at the photograph. Talk about what the students are doing. Write what you see in the word web. So you see in the center it says vote, and then in each one of the ovals you're going to write something that you see about voting. Introduce the genre, connect a concept, government. People can make their voices heard by voting. You will be listening to a passage that explains how elections work. As you listen, think about how the story answers the essential question. And what was the essential question again? If you don't know, you should go back and reread. Our essential question is, how do people make government work? We're going to preview informational text. This is expository text. The passage you will listen to is an expository text. Features of expository text is nonfiction text that provides facts and details about a topic, often includes an introduction that explains the central or main idea, may use headings and subheadings to organize information. I want you to start an expository text anchor chart. Okay, so just get a sheet of paper and at the top, write expository text anchor chart, and you're going to add characteristics of the genre. That means what are some things that let you know that it is an expository text. So right here on this page, this should get your anchor chart started because it tells us some features of an expository text right here. It is nonfiction text that provides facts and details about a topic. It often includes an introduction that explains the central or main idea, and it may use headings and subheadings to organize information. So that's the start of your anchor chart right there. Preview text structure. Understanding text structure makes it easier to comprehend expository text and the central ideas that they express. Some common text features are cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, and sequential order. Our shared read today is going to be every vote counts. Before we read, think about the essential question and what you know about government. Taking notes will help you understand more of what we read. Use the left column of page 104 to note your purpose for reading. List interesting words that you would like to learn and identify key details from the text. This is in your Reading and Writing Companion workbook. This is the shared read. It starts on page 104. Every vote counts. Over on this side, you'll see it says take notes. When you understand why you are reading, you can adjust how you read. If you are reading for information, you might reread sections to understand important facts. Preview the text and write your purpose for reading. So right there, you're going to write your purpose for reading this. As you read, make notes of interesting words or key details. We see our essential question, how do people make government work? Read about a group that teaches kids the power of voting. And you see on the ballot box, it says vote for the class pet. Have you ever voted? Maybe you voted to choose a class pet. Maybe your family voted on which movie to see. If you have ever voted, then you know how good it feels. Voting is important. It tells people what you think. Many years ago, the leaders of our country wanted to know what people thought too. They wrote a plan for our government. It is called the Constitution. It gives men and women in the United States the right to vote. Each year, people who are 18 years and older pick new leaders. They also vote on new laws. Voting gives Americans the power to choose. Over on the right-hand side at the top, you see it says expository text. Find text evidence. Read paragraph 1, author's point of view. What does the author think is important about voting? Draw a box around the text evidence. Again, what does the author think is important about voting? Draw a box around the text evidence. That will be in paragraph 1. In paragraphs 2 and 3, it says reread. What is the Constitution? Circle text evidence that tells what it is. Underline text that tells what it does. Write what it does here. Again, reread paragraphs 2 and 3. What is the Constitution? Circle text evidence that tells what it is. Underline text that tells what it does. Write what it does here. And at the bottom, you see reread author's craft. How does the author help you understand the role voting plays in society? Again, this is page 105 in your reading and writing companion. On page 106, it says shared read, find text evidence. Paragraph 1, author's point of view. How does the author feel about people not voting? Draw a box around text evidence. In paragraph 2, headings. What is the heading of this section? Write it here. Underline text evidence that tell what Kids Voting USA does to teach kids to vote. So let's read this page together on 106. Teaching kids to vote. Did you know that only about 6 out of every 10 Americans vote? That's sad. Some people think that voting is too hard. They are unsure where to go to vote. They think it takes too much time. Now, a group called Kids Voting USA is trying to convince everyone to vote. Kids Voting USA teaches kids that voting is important. The group gives teachers lessons to use in their classrooms. First, kids read stories and do fun activities about government. They also learn how to choose and elect a good leader. You see, election day is here. First, we sign in. So now that we've read the page together, go back and read those questions again and fill in the answers to page number 106. Remember, you stop this video at any time that you need to catch up. Page 107, let's read the text. Next, kids talk with their families. They reread stories about candidates. These are the people who want to be chosen as leaders. Families discuss their ideas and make decisions. That way, when it's time to vote, kids know whom they want to vote for. On election day, kids get to vote just like adults. They use ballots like the ones in real elections. A ballot is a special form with the names of the candidates on it. Kids mark their choices on the ballot, then they put the ballot in a special box. Finally, all the votes are counted and recounted. The winners are announced and everyone knows who won. Then we mark a ballot. Finally, we vote. Expository text over on the right-hand side. Find text evidence. Paragraph 1, reread. Underline 2 things that help kids make decisions about whom to vote for. Again, in paragraph 1, underline 2 things that help kids make decisions about whom to vote for. In paragraph 2, you're looking at prefixes. Draw a box around recounted. Write the prefix here. What does recounted mean? Reread author's craft. How does the author help you understand what a ballot is? Okay, complete page 107 of your reading and writing companion. All right, when you're ready, turn to page 108 of your reading and writing companion. Let's read the text. Vote now. Voting helps kids learn how to be independent and think for themselves. It also gives them the power to share how they feel. Kids Voting USA wants kids to vote now. There's a good reason. They estimate that when the kids grow up, more of them will vote. In about 10 years, kids your age will be old enough to vote. You will have the power to help elect great leaders and make new laws. Isn't that exciting? Elections are held in many schools to teach kids how to vote. Okay, so answer the questions over on the side of page 108. Shared read, find text evidence. In paragraph 1, underline how voting helps kids. Why does Kids Voting USA want kids to vote now? In paragraph 2, we're looking at author's view. What does the author think about voting? Circle text evidence to support your answer. Then at the bottom, reread author's craft. How does the author use the caption to help you understand how kids are learning to vote? Okay, that's page 108 of your workbook. Then turn to page 109. We see a picture of a bar graph. This bar graph shows the results of a class election. Which pet was the favorite? Good. Okay, answer the questions on page 109. Find text evidence. Reread paragraph 1. What does the bar graph show? Underline text evidence. Look at the bar graph. Circle the pets in the class election. Which pet got the most votes? How many votes did it get? Reread author's craft. How does the bar graph help you understand more about voting? Summarize. Use your notes and think about why voting is important. Summarize your ideas. All right, so now we're just looking at some of the vocabulary words that we had in this text. If you announced something, you told people about it. Candidates are the people seeking an office or honor. And to convince is to cause someone to believe or do something. When you make decisions, you make choices. To elect is to choose by voting. To estimate is to guess an amount. Miguel went to City Hall to learn about his local government. If you are independent, you do things for yourself. Okay, and then you're going to do page 110 of your reading and writing companion. This is all about the vocabulary, so complete page 110. 111 is also about your vocabulary, so finish that page off as well. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Have a great night.